Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. Today's title, Pushing the Pole Door, Life's Little Frustrations. It's going to be an interesting conversation today.
Yes.
Good morning! Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay, with your hosts, Matt and Jay, and Steve. We brought brownies today from Steamy Joe's.
Hey. And they were steaming when I got them.
Yeah, see, that's the best time to eat them.
Yeah, it is.
It's a steaming pile of brownie there, buddy. Bit too much.
A little.
You know, I'm glad we have these studio lights, because if not, it'd be really dark right here right now.
Yeah, so, well, did you replace something? I thought.
Well, he got two of the lights going.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I didn't think you replaced it, but it got brighter all of a sudden.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Jay.
Good morning, Uncle Ray. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the Morning Drive. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
We're glad to have everybody on board with us today. Okay, so today is going to be a good conversation. It's pushing the pull door. Life's little frustrations.
And it can be frustrating.
And everybody here knows exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever just been having one of those days and, like, you go to pick something up and you drop it, like, 3 times trying to pick it up? That's one of life's little frustrations.
Yes.
That happens. You're like, oh, I got to get, crap. And usually by the third one, you're ready to shout an obscenity. And that's a little frustration.
Or just want to throw it.
Yeah.
If you can handle it, grab it and handle it and throw it.
Life is full of those little frustrations.
Yeah.
You know, brain farts. Those are, you know, that happens. You know, I gotta pull up our Facebook here. But
Nothing worse than bouncing off an exit.
Bouncing off an exit, like full force.
Oh, yeah.
Now, where I go to get my tires done at, they have one door locked all the time because the wind constantly catches it by where it's set up and everything, and the draft from the street. You know, that's because it's a highway, you know.
Right.
And every time, I've been in there like 20 times. Every time I try to push the door that's locked. And every time I say these words, every time. That's what I say.
Every time.
Every time.
I bet you didn't say that the first time.
No, I didn't. Although I would have been pretty accurate in that.
Right. You still would have been.
Because at that point in time, every time, you know, one time.
Yeah.
It's not really a frustration.
True.
I guess it can be for the person, but watching these people, and like I described to you earlier about when the store closes.
Oh, yeah. People see the store hours, and then, the lights are out in there, you know.
No, actually, the lights are on, and people are pulling on the door. There's people walking in there.
There we go.
Well, it's called employees.
Yeah.
They're called employees.
The gates are closed. You know, they have, like, gates in front of the doors, you know, on the inside doors.
Morning, Steve Schultz.
And
Uncle Ray.
People will shake on the door. They'll look at their watch and see the store hours right there. Are you guys closed?
What gave that away? Let me think.
Man,
I would sit there in the window and go, I think so. Yeah. Let me check with my manager.
Or they'll go in the exit at Walmart. They're used to, and come out the entrance and go in the exit.
Oh, yeah. That happens.
I've done that.
Well, there's a guy up at a particular grocery store.
And I said the magic. I should
And they have caution tape making a lane that you have to go around to get up. And there is a gentleman who is disabled, and he just likes being mean to people. Not all. Okay, so some people are just rude. This guy, every time he walks up, he takes his knife and cuts all the things and walks straight through it. And, you know, and he goes around armed too, like to the hilt. This guy's got a pistol on his side, and like he's got like 8 clips around his belt.
Who is he, Rambo?
I don't know. I know he looked grumpy, and I'm like, God bless you.
Where does he do this?
It's at a grocery store on the corner of West Mount Vernon, or Mount Vernon and West Bypass.
Why don't they kick him out and tell him he can't come
I
back?
can't.
Why?
They said he said that they told him the next time he does that he's not allowed back, but he throws the Americans with Disabilities Act.
That's a great see in court.
Yeah, meaning that they can do whatever they need to do.
By
to
the way, I
get-
expect something
make
in the
it
mail
easy.
about vandalism
Yeah, well, I've been meaning to talk
and
to
trespassing.
the door guy there and see if that guy ever came back, but
Yeah, but I mean, just because it's a Disabilities Act doesn't mean you go in there and vandalize the place.
well, because it's a longer walk around, and some people just want to be rude. That's one of life's little frustrations. People are going to be rude sometimes.
yes.
You gotta smile.
So he can't walk around there, but he can walk around the store.
Yeah. With about 30 pounds of gun and ammunition on his hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't that
Morning,
scare somebody
Skyler.
a little bit?
Interesting.
You know, as he was walking out and he glared at me, and I was like, I looked at him, looked down, I'm like, yeah, nice gear, brother, and just turned around and kept walking. But he glared at me like, say something, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, you don't got to be rude. People don't got to be rude. You know, I wanted to be
Exactly.
rude back and go and look right back at him like
Yeah.
exaggeratively. Is that a word? Did I use that word properly? Exaggeratively?
I
A
don't know
lot
if
of
it's a
people don't-
word, but we
lot-
knew what you meant.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize they're doing it.
Yeah.
They just have so much going on in their head.
Don't pay attention.
And they're living in there.
Yeah. And sometimes that's, you know,
And that's real to them, you know.
and sometimes that's the slums. You know.
Yeah, and the light
Sometimes
is
it's a palace, though.
the light's flickering, but nobody's home. You know,
Yeah.
they might be home, but the light's flickering.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I get it. You know, if you're disabled, that sucks. You know, my heart goes out to you. My dad's a disabled veteran. You're a disabled veteran.
Yes,
That doesn't give you leave to be rude to people everywhere.
exactly.
You know, I mean, this is a free country, so they can do whatever they want as long as they're not cussing somebody out real loud,
But if
causing
you're
trouble.
having a bad day, just stay home or do something.
Well,
You know, like I was saying, some of those people, every day is a bad day.
yeah.
Oh, that's
just-
true. Especially if you got PTSD.
Yeah. Living inside your own head, reliving all of the worst things.
Yeah.
Or assuming everybody is.
And it's not just a military thing either. People, you know, that's just a reminder. It's not just because you've got families that are dealing with it, you know, that they're dealing with, and then there's family members that are dealing with something completely different other than military.
Then they
And-
bounce off the door,
Right.
Yeah.
trying to leave.
Yeah.
And that's it. Forget it.
Yeah. Well,
It's the icing off the
Good
cake.
morning, Virginia and Karen
Well-
and Jennifer.
there's this old comic in The Far Side by Gary Larson.
I love that.
You know, people think that memes are just this generation that invented memes. No. Gary Larson started in the 70s making what we would call memes today. Single cartoon squares, you know, and they were calendars, and they also
Yep.
came out with books. We got the entire collection over here in 2 books, and those things are hilarious.
Wow.
And one of them, which they actually made a T-shirt out of it, it says it has, the child character that's in all of the ones with the child, with like a teenage boy or whatever. And there's a school with a door, and it says "School for the Gifted," and the kid is sitting there pushing as hard as he can on this door, and it says "Pull" right on the handle. School for the Gifted. Do you see how
Yeah.
funny that is? To me, that's funny.
Because, normally people would go,
It's like he's obviously not gifted,
obviously.
but
What gave that away?
boy, I do talk with my hands a lot. I'm watching myself on here. It's crazy.
There's
Yeah.
Jay, what were we talking about? We used to send pictures of each other like that, like just we'd send something.
Bringing a
and say,
point across.
Matt.
Jay, like I'm holding this subject right here, and you've got to pay attention to it.
Yes.
Where is the chase, and how do I cut to it? Just saying. Good show this morning. We're talking about life's little frustrations. But if you have a bunch of little frustrations during your day, the last frustration is usually the worst, even though
Yes.
it might not be the worst. You know, like I've said before, someone could come up every hour and step on your toe, and it could be a different person each time. And then by the
Do
end
you
of the
think
day,
there's already something else though that those things stand out more? Like those things happen every day to everybody. It's just that some days they stand out more.
Yeah.
They get to you a little
I guess
bit.
it could depend on your blood sugar. It could depend on if you're having trouble with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You know, if you just have a chemical imbalance in your head.
You know, or the thing with my situation with being physically disabled in some
You
way.
fell yesterday.
Yeah, I fell last
That
night.
was not a little frustration. That was probably a huge frustration.
Yes, or it just seems like my leg and sometimes my feet feel like it's a magnet going towards a furniture piece.
Right.
And it's frustrating because you're trying to honestly walk, and when you're having that problem, I always tell Rachel, I said, you know, it feels like a magnet. Maybe there's something that attracts my feet into furniture or something. It's frustrating. And then when you fall, then it's even more frustrating. And you get up, you try to get up, and just like when I soaked last night in the tub, man, it was hard to get out of the tub, and I never used to have that problem.
You need to get a tub like Mom and Dad got.
Yeah, the tub you told me about where it's a where you walk in, and doesn't it have jets or something?
It has
in
jets. Yeah, but you got to sit in there and you got to let it fill up, first
Right.
of all. But it's got, like for the drain, so you're not just sitting there soaking in filthy bath water while it's draining really slowly. It's got a pressurized, like motorized, where it drains it really fast.
Right.
So we usually end up with a little bit of water out around where my camper is plumbed into the septic tank.
Oh, really?
It's bath water. You can obviously tell it's bath water because it's like
Soapy.
soapy. But it's also got a heater, and it's got that. You go in, you sit down, and the door closes. And it's got a seat. You know, when you sit down, you turn the water on, you let it fill up, and then when the water starts to cool off, you turn on the heater, and it runs the jets through an instant hot water heater and rewarms it. Like, it's really nice.
I think I helped you unload that and bring it into the house.
Yes. And one
It's
thing.
heavy.
Now, Dad and I prayed and prayed and
Awkward.
prayed because where the drain was set up at, it was going to be very, very difficult. We were worried about having to pick it up and then set it down, pick it up, set it down, trying to get it to line up. So we put some of that Flex Seal stuff, just in case we need to pull it out at some point. You know, we don't want to hard glue it. And it was that clear Flex Seal, like silicone type sticky stuff. But anyways, so we put it on the thing, and we put a board underneath where the base is to kind of so we could scoot it with it lifted up, because it's in a real awkward place. Not like we could go on each side of it. Those things are better done while the construction of the house is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and it fell off the board, clunk, because we were praying, God, please help us get this on here. And it goes clink, and it fell right on the pipe, exactly where it needed to be. We never thought that was going to happen.
Yeah,
Wow, that was a God thing.
So, you know, there's life's little frustrations, but there's also life's little miracles.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that happens too, like little things like, wow, that actually worked out really well. So that's the opposite of today's little frustrations, little miracles.
Little miracles.
But to some people, they may not be little miracles.
It still could be a frustration for some.
We need to start wrapping you in bubble wrap.
You know, my friend Debbie
Do they make bubble wrap
from
pants?
a well-known big place that rhymes with fall wart.
Fall fart?
Fall fart. I wanted to say fall fart. And Troy's like yesterday, he commented, he goes, "Ooh, Matt said fart."
I like watching the closed captions are auto-generated on this. And fall fart.
Did it get it right?
Yeah, fall fart, fall part.
Well,
But anyways,
anyway, so
that's great.
I don't know where I was going with this.
Morning, Sandy Bray, Skylar
the,
Carter, Scott Holland,
the,
Susan
Scott's on
Burrows.
my watch
Bubble
party,
wrap
too.
pants.
Oh, the bubble
Bubble wrap
My
pants.
friend Debbie, she's like, "What are we gonna do with you?" Hey, I know what to get you for Christmas. I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Bubble wrap."
Bubble wrap. That reminds me of a guy that's one of my students up at church. Whenever we get back into teaching the special needs adults, his name is Scott. He is he's got cerebral palsy and he's in a wheelchair. You used to be his staff, his medical staff, or his assisted living staff. And you said that he had never got to pop bubble wrap.
Yeah.
So you went to a package store and got a roll of bubble wrap and laid it on the floor and let him roll all around it.
Oh.
That bubble wrap is fun. It is fun.
In life's little frustrations, if you have those, believe me, bubble wrap helps you.
Yeah.
Because I've had to do that several times. I like the bigger wrap. The bigger the bubble, the louder the pop.
Right. Well, you roll a wheelchair around on them.
Oh yeah,
They go off.
it'll sound like a machine gun.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I just thank the Lord that I'm able to get around like I am, considering everything that's been pulled out of me, put in me, whatever. So I just thank the Lord for His mercy on me and the prayers from people. And a week from today, I'll be under the knife again.
Yes.
So,
Yes, you will.
And it's the beginning of the telethon, but you know what? I'll be with you.
Does Randy remember he's coming today? I hope so.
I don't know.
I hope so. Because he's on our Tuesday lineup now until
He sent out emails.
Yeah, something to celebrate. We're hoping to get that fired back up in June, but at
That's what I heard.
this point in time, we're just waiting to see. So
Amber hasn't said anything more to me, but she said we're hoping that June is the month
Yeah.
that we come back. So
So right now we got Randy Barr with the what is it?
spirit of
the Spirit in America.
not spit in America.
No, the Spirit in America. He'll be here from 9 to 10.
Right.
Be a lot of fun.
Speaking of the word spit, I don't know whether this is actually true. And somebody, if you know that this is actually true, please let us know, because it's so disturbing. I just have to get this out here. We need to pray for that Omar. I guess she's a congresswoman. She spit on this tomb of the unknown soldier yesterday. And
I don't know if that I haven't heard anything about that.
I haven't heard anything yet. And it's called news break or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
see,
one of those-
that is not from what I've been able to see is not a reliable news source.
And when you see or even hear something like that and you broadcast it,
Makes
and
your blood
not-
boil.
Even if it's not true, just the thought of that, and who knows it. She probably
That'd be a
thinks that.
really bad career move for somebody in her position. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be probably
Who supposedly did this?
supposedly. I don't know. Omar.
The Cortez lady?
No, not her.
No,
The other lady.
the
She's another congresswoman, isn't
yeah,
she?
she's another We'll talk about this off the
Yeah.
air because we don't want to say something and then it not be true.
Right, so-
because that has not been fact checked or anything. We are not saying that happened.
No, that's why I said if it's true, let us know. If it's not, let us know.
Yeah,
I
if
keep
you-
getting Facebook notifications, and the thing about it is I can't block the number.
Facebook notifications
But
from.
thank you, Matt,
So
for
I'm
saying
getting
that.
texts from Facebook, and then when I try to block the number, it won't let me block the number.
You'd have to. I
can block anybody else's number.
Huh.
Somebody texts me or leaves a message or calls me, and I don't want them to call me. I just block it.
Oh, on your regular phone,
Yeah.
but you can block the user that's calling you on Facebook.
No. Well,
Unless you have your texting paired up with your texting on Facebook. That
yeah,
happens.
Here it is right here. And I've tried to block it. Looked up here, and there's no way to block it. No option to block it.
Let me see. What are you talking about?
This right here. So if I go up here, it won't give me the option to block it.
Oh, that's a group MMS.
Yeah.
So
That's
you,
why-
I think you have
that's
to,
why.
you have to
I've
exit
had
the group.
those.
You have to exit the group because if you block that, you block every number that's on there.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh.
I've had those, and that's what I did. I actually took the number, and I tried to do the same thing, but you block everybody else's number. So
No.
the second time that happened, I just went ahead and did. Well, what did you say? Because I know I did that.
You just
Leave
leave
the group.
Yeah,
It's not letting me do that. It doesn't give me the option to do that either.
I
It
think.
doesn't. Wow.
I guess
that
I guess
is
just put in there,
frustrating.
take me off of this group, or something, because whoever started the group text, I think has to. I don't know. I'll
They're
mess with
the-
it afterwards because I've got a lot of group texts going on here, so I guess you could find the person that actually sent the text originally and block them because they're the ones that started the text. I mean, I guess individually.
Yeah, it's happening more and more. That's what's so frustrating.
Another
It's
one of
happening-
life's frustrations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's happening more and more. It's not just here and there. It's happening almost on a daily basis. It did with me a few weeks ago. It was just like every day there was a new group that kept on getting me involved in their group, and I'm like, what? I don't have anything to do with this group. So I just said, I'm leaving this group. Please don't contact me again. And of course, it's a group thing, so... Hello, Jennifer.
I was sorry. I'm
Laura Burns Baker, welcome to the party. Welcome to my watch party, that is.
who's on your watch party?
Her name is Laura Burns Baker.
Laura Burns Baker. Welcome to the party. I like how you said, welcome to the party.
Party.
So today we're talking about life's little frustrations. And they can add up at work, and they can cause you to really be grumpy. You know, not you specifically. I'm just pointing in your general area.
Me, just like anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, if you never get grumpy or never get frustrated, I think there might be a chemical imbalance there.
Being a security guard, depending on where you're at.
Oh, I've been a security guard a couple times.
Oh, man. And that can be little frustrations adding up to big frustrations.
Yep, especially around bar close time.
Yep.
Yeah, because I used to be a posted security guard at a restaurant on Cherry Street and National, and I was there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and you know that's down by the college. So I had to throw a couple people off of the lot, and usually they saw me and they just think, oh, this guy's he's not the 5.0, he's a 2.5. I got called that a couple times. You know, cops are 5.0 back in the day. For all you younger folks that don't really know what that means, that's because state troopers used to drive the 5.0 Mustangs,
Yep.
the 5-liter Mustangs.
Yep.
So they said they started calling them the 5.0s or 5.0. And so I was a 2.5 because I was just a security guard. I had to throw a couple people off the lot.
Yeah.
College rush weeks were pretty bad because, I mean, had sorority ladies in like herds just everywhere. Just it was crazy. It was kind of a nightmare.
Or when they're coming in between shifts.
Not just sororities, but also frat houses, you know.
Oh, yeah.
On the property.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's down there by the college. So, I mean, they walk through the parking lot, and it's like, you got to watch out. It's a stampede.
Yeah.
And they're all wearing their
Liable
rush
to get
shirts.
hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just stood back and, curled up and with my blankie in the corner and hid until they were gone.
Till it passed.
In my defense, I wasn't as talkative to ladies back then. I was still,
No.
just fresh out of high school.
Oh,
Not very.
okay.
I've never been. I mean, my personality gets misconstrued as flirtatious a lot, but it was
Yeah.
nerve wracking to see a bunch of college females just storming everywhere. I mean, they were going around, picking up girls to bring them and let them pledge their sorority and stuff. And I don't know if the frat guys do the rush or not, but of course, the sorority rushes, I remember those the most, obviously, because, the herd of ladies. I don't want to call them a herd. Just a flock. A bunch. A big group.
There you go. You said the
I don't want it to
the
be. I
better
don't want to be
word.
misconstrued. I'm not like saying, hey, they're like cattle or something, because that's not true. But there was a lot
litter?
of a litter, like a murder.
A litter.
A murder of crow. See, that's even worse. I'm just digging myself a deeper hole here.
Yes, you are, and I think by you saying a
Please
big
send your
group,
hate mail to
I think
Care
using
of
the
Matt
word
Pearson.
big group would be the
best. Yeah, that's a good phrase.
A
A
murder
very
of-
large group. A very large. Well, a flock of crows is called a murder of crows, I think.
Yeah.
And we actually went through this on the air one day. There's
Yeah,
all
we
the
did
different
last week.
all the different names for the different like groups of animals,
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
like a gaggle of geese. Now there's
That can be frustrating too, especially when you're in a park and you're at a picnic table and you
so like let's see, names of groups of animals. Because there's one, I think rabbits, a group of like baby rabbits is called a flubby or something like that. Collective names of the groups of animals, mammals and marsupials, albatross, rookery, alligators, congregation, apes is a troop or okay, so
what?
um
Did he say a group of apes or troopers?
It's true.
yeah.
Troop?
Okay.
Okay.
Mallards, which is ducks, a sword or brace of mallards. Magpies, which I don't know what a magpie is.
Good morning, Julie Suter.
Nightingales, owls is a parliament of owls. Crabs, a consortium. Herring, an army. Sharks, a shiver of sharks.
a shiver? A
Hover
shark?
of trout.
That
I
would give
don't-
you a shiver
I don't know.
anyway.
I don't know if this is. I don't know how accurate this is. English study here. Woodcocks, or a fall of woodcocks. Woodpeckers, a descent of woodpeckers. A quiver of cobras. A basque of crocodiles. An army of frogs. Why do frogs get the coolest? Well, I don't know. A
Okay.
basque of crocodiles is pretty cool.
That sounds like a band name.
It does. Animal group names.
Hey, Julie said
A romp of otters.
a what?
A romp of otters.
A romp of otters.
Yeah. A crash of rhinoceroses. Well, that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
A dray or scurry of squirrels. An ambush or streak of tigers. A cauldron of bats. These do sound like
Band.
90s alternative band names or something.
Not heavy metal, but alternative.
Oh no, these definitely heavy metal.
Yeah, it's we already know this,
Like
but
mallards, a sword or brace. That sounds
whoa, yeah.
so gothic.
Watch for
A watch of nightingales.
a watch of nightingales coming to you live.
Yeah. Hive or swarm of bees. That makes sense. An army of caterpillars.
Well,
A bed of clams. An intrusion of cockroaches. That is totally
yes,
understandable.
That's right there.
Hate cockroaches.
I
A
do.
business of flies. A cloud of grasshoppers. Lions of pride or assault.
and they make a cloud when
So
they
let me
get
go
together.
through and see what other.
Julie was saying there was a band called Flock of Seagulls. Remember that band, Flock
Yeah.
of Seagulls? I remember Julie listening to them. They were
were-
on MTV quite a bit.
Yeah, they were.
A sloth or sleuth of bears.
Sloth. I wouldn't think they would
'Cause
be
they
called.
sleep. 6
Collective
months a year.
nouns for
Oh.
animal groups.
Or is it 6 months or 3 or something? Like that?
Yeah.
They hibernate.
It's
They
like a
snoo-
hibernation.
Well,
6
they
months.
snooze for like 6 months.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So that makes sense because I'm thinking sloth, slow, but that makes sense.
A
that they
congregation of alligators. Let's see.
sleep. Welcome,
A pod of
congregants.
pelicans. A rockery of penguins. Like that one.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Weird Al Yankovic type group name.
Yeah,
A bouquet or
a bouquet.
a nigh of pheasants. This computer has the pinch option on the mouse pad, so you can zoom in to stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Morning, James Allison.
A prickle of porcupines.
Jimmy Lee, welcome to the party.
a school or pod of porpoises, a bevy or covey of quail.
Ooh.
Let's see, one more. A couple more. A stubbornness of rhinoceros.
Stubbornness of
A crash or a stubbornness of rhinoceroses.
Huh.
A building or clamor of rooks. A family of sardines.
A family of sardines? Wow. They must
Pod,
be in close quarters.
harem, herd, or colony of seals. Let's see. This is all pretty cool stuff.
It is.
A bale or turn of turtles. A blessing of unicorns.
A
So
blessing
that, okay.
of unicorns?
All right. So unicorns aren't real.
I was just going to say, there must be a real blessing
Um,
to see one.
Yeah.
but I guess
Not
if they were
dimensional
real, they
herd
would be
of 'em.
called a blessing of unicorn.
Bless you, my
so-
unicorn.
On that, we'll stop.
Now, that sounds like an
I
alternative
guess it
band.
depends on what-
Blessing of unicorn.
Yeah. Depends on what kind of meds you're on, I suppose.
A bunch of gothic kids up there with their hair in their face. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're
Owl
the-
City. That's a great group,
And
though,
now-
actually.
And now the number one song from A Blessing of Unicorn.
A blessing of unicorns. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
That little after for your day today.
Yeah.
You got, that's kind of, it's fun stuff to read.
Lead 'em
Read
on.
up things like that. Like just Chuck Norris facts. I love Chuck Norris facts.
They are fun.
They are.
I'm just
You know what I'm
kidding.
talking about?
Yeah, I do. He's awesome.
So I'm going to look up some of those while you guys are. So we got Jim and Pam Whining here today.
Yes, we
They're
do.
not actually going to be on the air with us today, but we are working out the
Logistics.
logistics
Yeah.
and the entries of the telethon coming up the 1st through the 5th of June.
Yes.
We still have some entries. We got some people to call today. We got all kinds of stuff. If you want to be part of any of those events, go to axmediagroup.com, axmediagroup.com, and scroll down.
Please.
You'll go through the info about Axe Fest, which is coming up in July. An article written by Dr. Paul Collins, and then right under that, it talks about what you can do, and it's about the telethon. And you see all the events that we have. If you want to be part of that, let's see, today is Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be talking about the Christian music competition and the pastor or layperson with the best 2-minute message. $1 equals one vote. You go, and it's simple to vote. You just go to axmediagroup.com, go to the Donate Now button, and there's a for portion saying, hey, this is what it's for. You put down the person, $1 equals one vote. So the more votes you give somebody, the better chance they have of winning that competition. Now, pending a $50 minimum of donations on that particular event, there will be a 25% award given to the winner of that. So if you're interested, we can't put you on the roster until you fill out your entry form.
Did you hear that, people in Branson that I've been talking to?
But if you you can simple copy and paste it, and you could even fill it out on the computer, right? Mm-hmm. And then you could email it to me. You know how you email it to me?
How?
Well, you go to pearsonmatthew622@gmail.com. That's where it goes.
Yes.
So to email me your entry forms, or I've got a lot of emails to go over today to try and hopefully get some videos downloaded. That's been an issue, trying to download videos.
And I know what is it frustration with that.
That's one of the. Well, I mean, that's normal frustration.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be frustrating.
Horse head with a horn. Oh, horse head. That's unicorn.
Yeah.
That's what Julie was saying. Yes. Those masks. LOL.
Oh, the unicorn masks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just remembering that music video that Jay always plays when we were checking out the sound equipment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Shooting a bunch of rainbow guns at each other.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now that's, if you were coming in on the end of that, it would be interesting. So yeah, go to axmediagroup.com and check out all the stuff. So we're real excited about this. This is going to be good. The point of this telethon is to raise funds to be able to continue to operate And if we get enough, we can grow our hours of operation and our shows. We got some really cool shows. We got a new show that started a couple weeks ago with Troy and Belinda Johansson called Sacred Ways, and it's really interesting. Really interesting.
Yesterday's show was very interesting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And we were talking to Joe. I can't remember his last name, but he owns the archery and gun shop right across the street. So
We're gonna have him.
yeah, we are. Well, we already had him yesterday.
Oh, he was here yesterday.
Yeah, he was here yesterday.
He was a guest with Troy and Belinda.
He's pretty interesting. Pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Of course, I love guns and stuff. So
Yeah,
know,
just
and all that's always. I'm like, hey,
Oh.
discount.
ding. Huh? What?
It's like, but they've got an indoor archery range over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you tried? Didn't you have a crossbow?
I did, but I never used it, so I
These
gave it
crossbows
to
are
somebody
awesome,
in
but
need.
you got to be careful
That would
using
use
a
it.
crossbow.
And he's used it to hunt, and that thing's got quite a range.
Does it?
Yeah, and I think I paid like $80 for it, and it was a 150-pound pull.
Wow.
Yeah, but it wasn't a compound crossbow; it was just a recurve crossbow, and boy, that thing was so cool. But I never got to shoot it. I just, I did. It was literally sitting there collecting dust like crazy. So
So
Nice
what?
that it went to a good home.
it did. It did.
Good.
Yeah. No, I think I paid $150 for it. I can't remember how much I paid for it.
Must have been a nice one.
It was nice. I was very,
the
very
more you
pleased.
pay for it, the better. The
Well, they have some that are just so amazing looking, like the compound crossbows with like 180-pound pull. Those things you could shoot something at 100 yards easy with that. And they're quiet. And this one had a red dot scope. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh,
the red dot sights.
yeah.
The 3 red dot sights. So that way, like if something's like 100 yards away, you aim with the lowest dot, and that makes it the highest. And then you have the middle dot, and then the normal, like 20. It goes 7, 20, and it's 10, like 10, 30, 50, or however you want to set it up. You sight it in. It's really interesting.
Well, Julie's looking for a tiny crossbow.
A tiny crossbow. They sell some on Wish that shoot toothpicks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Or you could light a match and shoot it because you have little flaming arrows.
I was gonna.
It's
Yeah.
a Cupid bow.
Yeah, a little Cupid bow.
See, there you go,
crossbow.
Julie. I don't.
Shoot someone right in the mouth. Like, got it. It's like
You're
I
on
can't get
fire.
this. I can't get this pepper out of my tooth. Stand back.
Yeah.
I got it.
Shooting him in the nose or something. I'm reminded of that movie, Get Smart.
Oh
with,
yes.
Steve Carell. Brilliant. He did a brilliant job on that.
He did a really good job.
And he had a little
he
mini
made him
crossbow.
proud.
And he kept shooting himself with it, trying to.
Don Adams was the original
It's,
guy.
it's funny because in the movie, he's zip tied together,
Yeah.
and he pulls his Swiss Army knife out, and instead of using the knife to cut the zip ties, he puts the little crossbow in his mouth and tries shooting it, and it like ricochets, goes through his nose, his ears, his cheek, his eyes are all watering. He's like, oh!
So he's all pierced now.
Yes, it's so funny.
Only Steve Carell could take the place of Don Adams and Get Smart.
There are playlists for all the shows on
Yeah, he was
YouTube.
good.
On YouTube.
Julie laughs. So
That's Acts Media Group on YouTube. Go there and check it out, and you can see all the shows. And then
Yes.
there will be a best show competition, but that's later on in the week. And that's the best 3-minute. That we need 1 to 3 minute clips of one of our shows and submit it.
that's what I'm doing for mine.
Is that what you're doing for yours?
Yeah, since I'm not going to be here live, I just go ahead.
You'll
and
be here in
figure-
spirit.
Yes, I will.
Well, sort of. You'll be knocked out unconscious probably
Well, yeah, for a while, but then
on Tuesday.
Wednesday and Thursday, if I'm not on a bunch of drugs, I can call in and
Maybe
Hey,
you should
hey,
call in when
man.
you're on all the pain medicine.
hey
the doctor gives
man,
you.
hey, how are you?
You guys are great. I'm telling you, I just love you guys.
You're special.
I can't feel my tongue.
I'm really here.
Why won't this door open?
All right.
Excuse me, I go.
Yeah, they have those that particular one that they use to calm you down before surgery called Versed.
Oh yes,
and that causes it's an
it's
amnesiac.
a real relaxing drug.
You know why? Because you don't remember anything. You're not supposed to.
Well, that's what they say. They say by the time you get out of here, or we're done with you, you won't remember anything. That's why we need to talk to your wife. But see, now that they won't allow visitors or wives, she's got to sit in a motel room and wait for them to call her.
Oh well, that's not fun at all.
So
Now, that's and for me, it wasn't an amnesiac, but it definitely did calm me down. Because I mean, yeah, of course you're going to get nervous. They're getting ready to force you to sleep and cut you open. You know,
and where
that's
they're
not-
cutting,
and you have to have a doctor there monitoring you constantly. Because if the anesthesiologist does the wrong thing, I mean, that's the difference between life and death. And if the surgeon does the wrong thing, that's the difference between life and death. I mean, this is a serious thing.
thanks for your.
Um,
I've been through this so many times. I'm not.
I mean, I don't know if yours is life and death at the moment.
Well, it may feel like it
It
afterwards.
may feel like
but-
it, yeah. 'Cause that's a lot of us men will sympathize with you and empathize
That's
with you
what I'm like.
on
You
that
know,
because
after I come out of the
it's in
anesthesia, who knows what'll happen?
it is people on Versed say some of the funniest things out
Oh,
of.
it's funny.
Um,
Especially when you get the tooth pulled or whatever.
yeah. Well, yeah. See,
The gas.
The gas never affected me like that. I mean, I giggled a little bit, but that's because there was I think it was like a 14-year-old girl in the room next, and they were partition walls. This was at the dentist, and she had never been on gas before, and she kept giggling, and then her parents would start giggling, and then I started giggling, and then she heard me giggling, and that made her giggle. So we just had a big old giggle fest back and forth with one another. It was pretty funny, but I'm
Well-
that way now. Can't remember. That's what Steve Schultz says.
And Julie's like, that would be an interesting show.
What? Just a bunch of people giggling back and forth.
100%.
Or I don't know if that was that or me trying to call in and talk to you guys while I'm on my meds.
Yeah.
We got Steve on the line. Hi, everybody.
Who are you?
Oh, what show is this?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play with me.
I am the one.
I am the last one.
Right.
I am the
You
last
kill
one.
me, you lose a trade. Little Sean Connery for you there. So Jay, how you doing today?
Doing good.
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 He's
Good.
doing good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, that sure beats. I did my
Be-
my Wisconsin impression for somebody the other day because they were headed to Wisconsin. He said, "Oh, you're going to Wisconsin there, huh?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, that sure beats a sharp stick in the eye there. I tell you what now." And I don't know. It just makes people laugh. I like to make people laugh. That's
And he does a great job, folks, as you can see.
Now. Are you from Wisconsin?
No.
You're from Michigan.
Yes.
Ah.
Hey, I'm on the state next door.
Oh, you're
The
that
mi-
you're
the-
that
the-
state next
the-
door there, don't you know?
Yeah, the mitten. I used to live, well, in the middle of the mitten midsection or down.
The midsection. So the naval area. Is that, well, you were a
The-
naval person. So
So you weren't far from Detroit.
No, I was about 30, 35.
is Detroit as rough as people say it is?
In some neighborhoods, yes.
I think
I
that's.
mean, I think every metropolitan area has their rough neighborhoods or their projects or their urban.
well,
you know,
Detroit. Hollywood makes Detroit out to be the worst place in America.
or the murder cap. It used to be the murder capital of the world.
And actually, Springfield, Missouri was on that list of the most murders per capita in the nation.
Right.
Like we were up there. I mean, we may not have as many murders as, like, let's say Kansas City or St. Louis or any other bigger cities in Missouri, but for the amount of people we have, we had more murders than any other state, and that's, kind of makes you proud, doesn't it?
In what sense?
In no sense. I was being ironic.
Yeah. But no, Detroit is a good. I mean, it's really they're trying to redevelop Detroit.
I bet you the buildings are cool though, like the classic buildings, like
Yeah.
downtown Boston.
Yeah.
I bet you is really cool.
They're
I've never
trying
been
to
there.
remodel some the State Theater down there,
Boston.
and there's a couple of the theaters down there that Broadway. They're trying to rebuild and remake and remodel those old theaters, and they're really looking sharp.
Dad says that the Boston Bruins logo is how their streets are in Boston. Is that true? A bunch of roundabouts, right?
Yeah.
And if you get
Well-
caught on the inside, it's like hard to get out because there can be so many people
Pastor
there.
Never
Jeremy,
went into that
welcome to
old
the
part of
party.
Boston.
No, what?
Well, I did
pa-
on the train or
Huh?
I went to downtown Chicago,
Hmm.
and that place was something else.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
You get off of that train. I went to Joliet, Illinois, and got on a train. It was like a 30, 45-minute ride on this train.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. I'd never been on a train before, except for maybe the one at Silver Dollar City. But and that one always got stuck up. So,
I don't remember the roundabouts. I remember it was like a wagon wheel with the center of it being the Boston.
yeah,
Common,
that's what it
but-
is. Like this, and then Dad
Yeah.
said that's how the roads were. Dad drove a cab in Boston.
Like half a spider web
Yeah,
Wow.
with the
with
chunk
Boston
of
at the center, and then everything came out from there.
kind of like Rome.
Yeah, like spokes.
Like Rome was that way.
Oh yeah.
All roads lead to Rome. That's what made Rome so powerful. So the roads, highways, and stuff.
Well,
And then there's
population's
the
what, like-
Autobahn in Germany.
What were you saying, Jay?
Well, yeah, the Autobahn was like interstate, so it went straight to get distance between cities. This was the city itself was made up of these. So within
Morning,
the
Mike
city,
Crimper.
it's-
My food's supposed to be here by Friday, Mike, according to the deal. So I'm excited about that.
Pastor
get it?
Jeremy, welcome to the party. My
All right,
past-
right
my-
as we're getting ready to shut it off.
Yes.
my pastor. Thank you, Pastor Jeremy, for joining. And by the way, Pastor Jeremy, that was such an awesome service on Sunday. It was great. I think we had like 500, if not more, people out there at Sycamore Creek Family Ranch.
All right.
That was awesome.
So it's time for us to get out of here, guys.
Oh man, it just
Time
goes.
flies when you're having fun.
And I don't see Randy.
Well, that door's closed, so
Yeah.
we don't know.
He
So-
might be talking to Jim too.
That's right. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the morning drive today. Remember, not all frustrations, I guess. Don't let life frustrate you too bad.
Right.
Smile at everything if you can. God loves you. That's the most important part, and Jesus died for you. So, until tomorrow, my friends, may God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
and this has been
The
The
Morning
Morning
Drive.
Drive.